Hi, thanks for coming back to my little crafty secret. For this video, I am sharing my process on how I made several Mother's Day cards. I am using, except for one stamp, I'm using all Simon Says products. The one stamp is the very large stamp that I will be sharing here initially. I don't have the product information on hand right now as I'm recording this voiceover, but I will share what I used in the description box below. All these other stamps, the embossing folders, and also inks were Simon Says stamp. I love Simon Says stamp. I think they produce great products, and I have a whole lot of it in my stash. So I shared earlier for my inspiration kit for the March 2022 Simon Says stamp kit. I mentioned in the kit that I think that this would be great for Mother's Day, and that's what I'm sharing here. I love these, the bigger bunny, I'm calling it the mother bunny, and the baby bunny. I love the way that looks. I think it's so adorable. It reminded me of me and my mom. So I had off camera and throughout my free time during the week, I cut and colored the bunnies, and I cut and embossed the backgrounds. And I'm just showing you here how I added color to the embossed paper. I am using like a manila paper, color paper. I'm trying to use my color cardstock. I'm trying to grab that first before I use my white cardstock, because this color cardstock just sits in my stash and never get used up, and I wanted to start using different colors instead of always looking for the white. So for the image here, for the bunny images here, I'm just adding some foam tape to each of the images, and I think it was 5 of them that I had showed earlier, and I'm just adding that, and I will be doing that for 2 on camera. I'm adding the foam tape for 2, and the rest I'm doing off camera, because yeah, this is as exciting as it gets for me adding foam tape. While I do this, I just want to let you know that I am actually crafting on the go. I am crafting on a counter, and there are a lot of people around me, and you can probably see their shadow kind of going back and forth there at the upper left. And the background's a little bit different, even the angle's a little bit different. But I have a whole bunch of crafty stash that I took with me while I am away from my normal crafting area. And I'll be crafting probably from this counter, I would say, for several months on end. So it's an undetermined amount of time, but you'll see this background for a large amount of my next videos. Not that it matters, because I know that you're not here to see my background. You're here to see the crafting. But one benefit is that you'll get, I think, better lighting. There is a flood of natural light that comes through if I do craft during the day, and I'm able to actually craft a lot during at night. That's what I normally craft. There's a lot of lighting overhead, so you'll definitely be getting better lighting in these videos to come. Okay, so you just saw me, and I'm actually just doing it now here, but I'm adding some glue to the foam tape, and that's just because the foam tape kind of lost its sticky. The backing wasn't on some of it, and I'm just adding glue to the back here because I'm trying to clean off that glue off my nozzle there. So once I'm done cleaning the nozzle, I will stop adding glue to the foam tape. So for the remainder of the embossed paper, which I did off camera, I put the bunnies on them and decided to show these next couple of card fronts only because they're different design backgrounds. But it's, the same thing. I'm just putting the bunnies where I think they look best. Nothing really special here, but because there's a background that's different, I just decided to kind of share with you what I did. I wanted to mention that these card fronts that I'm sharing with you were inspired by a video that, again, Simon Says Stamp had posted a while, maybe about a week ago. It was one of the Yippee for Yana videos. She used colored cardstock to create a background, and she colored them in using her Copic markers. I know I don't have Copics, but I do have the Oahu markers. I'm sorry, I have a hard time pronouncing that word, but I do have another brand of Copic markers. I'm sorry, alcohol markers. So I was really inspired by it, and I know this is white paper, but the previous one where I shared the Magnolia flowers, that was actually using yellow cardstock. And again, like I said, I was really inspired by her video. I will definitely share that video with you in the description box below. And this is actually the center part of that card panel that I cut out, where I was, like I said, that I mentioned, I was really inspired by the different color cardstock. Again, I'm trying to use my cardstock up and not just let it sit there in my craft room, just kind of collecting dust and taking space. I wanted to mention that for these card panels, I did cut the center out just by using a die. The regular rectangle die helped me. I didn't use a craft knife or anything like that. Okay, now that I'm done adhering the panels to the card bases, I am just going to cut some more card bases up for the remainder of my cards, and I'll again just be sharing just a couple of them here, how I cut and score them. In my trimmer, I do have a scoreboard, but I just use my trimmer because it's handy. It's already out, and I can just use that little well where you slide the blade in to actually score it, and it works really well for me. I never have any problems with it. I love it because I love this method because it's, like I said, it's just easy. It's already out. I do have a trimmer that also is a scoreboard, but I actually don't have it on me. It's in my craft room, and like I said, I am crafting on the go, not in my normal space, so I don't have it with me. This works just as good. So now I'm just zooming through here and putting the panels onto my card bases, as you just saw, and I will show this for a couple more cards before I move on. This green is so pretty. It's so soft. I really like it. It really reminds me of spring. So does the light pink and the yellow. So off camera, I just finished off the remainder of the cards. So now I'm going to prep for the outside sentiment. And again, I'm just using another Simon Says stamp. This is a Mother's Day card. So I pulled out the Mother's Day stamp set and the coordinating dies. I decided to use a pink ink rather than a black ink because I thought the pink ink will look and match a lot nicer than the black ink does. And plus, I need to get out of my comfort zone and use different inks rather than just one color. So that's what I'm doing here. So I actually cut down little strips of paper that closely matches the shape of or actually the size, width, and length of the stamp, and that's how I do this. I think this saves paper in the long run, and it's easier for me to manage too, and I just throw out the little cutouts, the scraps that come out of die cutting any image or even sentiment. It's easier for me to just throw them out. So now I'm just adhering the sentiment to the card itself, and I show this process just for several of the cards, and again I just do add the sentiment to the remaining of the cards off camera, because you only need to see me do this once or twice. It's the same kind of repetitive motion. You don't need to see me do this for 20 times. So I got to craft at night when everyone's asleep. I probably was crafting, I don't know, maybe 12 or 1 in the morning. That's the best time for me to craft, when everybody's asleep. And I will stay quiet here because I do have the audio and there's no one in the background to mute. So you can listen to good crafting noise in, I think, 2 times speed. Enjoy. that's the end of my card inspiration and project share. I hope you like this video. I hope this gives you inspiration for your Mother's Day cards and how you can use your Hoppy Days stamp, if you happen to have it, or stamps similar like this for your future card projects. Please give this video a like if you liked it, and please go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss any other of my videos. Thanks, until next time.